I caught my husband cheating with our nanny on a hidden camera. I burst into the house to confront them. I was ready to throw them both out. I was ready to destroy them. But when I screamed, 2 years. That's how long they'd been planning this. The nanny just smiled. Then the temperature dropped. The lights flickered. And she said, I'm not who you think I am. I'm not even human. Her eyes changed. Her voice changed. And she told me something impossible. Your grandmother sent me from the spirit world. Not to sleep with your husband, but to expose him. Everything I saw on those cameras, it was all a trick, a test. Spirit magic. My husband failed every single test. And what this spirit revealed about him, the stolen money, the secret plans, the other women, it was so much worse than I ever imagined. This is the story of the nanny who saved my life by pretending to destroy it. Ngozi was tired. The kind of tired that sleep couldn't fix. The kind that came from doing everything alone. She was a senior manager at a bank in Victoria Island. She woke up at 5 a.m. every morning, made breakfast for her 2 children, Chitty, who was 7, and Amara, who was 5. Got them ready for school. Dropped them off. Worked for 10 hours. Picked them up. Made dinner. Helped with homework. Put them to bed. And then collapsed. Her husband, Emeka, was never around. He was always busy with work. Always had a meeting. Always needed to stay late at the office. But Ngozi knew the truth. Emeka was lazy. He had a good job as an engineer, but he did the minimum. He spent his evenings at bars with his friends. He came home late, smelling of beer and perfume. He slept on the couch more often than in their bed. Ngozi had thought about divorce. Many times. But she loved her children. And in Lagos, being a divorced woman with 2 children, people talked. People judged. It was easier to just manage. Until the day she collapsed at work. She was in a meeting when everything went black. When she woke up, she was in the hospital. The doctor said it was stress and exhaustion. He said she needed to rest. He said she needed help. That night, lying in the hospital bed, Ngozi made a decision. She would hire a nanny. Someone to help with the house and the children. Someone to take the pressure off. She could afford it. Her salary was good. She posted an advertisement online. Within 2 days, she had 50 responses. But one stood out. Ada Okonkwo, 25 years old, from Enugu, had experience with children. Great references. And when they met for the interview, Ngozi knew immediately. Ada was perfect. She was beautiful in a gentle way. Not the kind of beauty that threatened you. The kind that made you feel safe. She had soft eyes and a warm smile. She spoke with respect. She answered every question correctly. I love children, Ada said. I will treat them like my own. Your home will always be clean. Your food will always be ready. You won't have to worry about anything. When can you start? Ngozi asked. Tomorrow, Ada smiled. And just like that, Ada moved into the guest room in their 3-bedroom flat in Lekki. She brought only 1 bag. She said she didn't need much. Within a week, Ngozi's life transformed. The house was spotless. The children loved Ada. They called her Auntie Ada and ran to her when they came home from school. She helped with their homework. She played with them. She made them laugh. The food was always ready when Ngozi came home. Delicious food. Jollof rice, egusi soup, pounded yam, fried plantain. Food that tasted like Ngozi's mother used to make. Food that made the house smell like home. Even Emeka noticed. This nanny is good, he said one evening, eating a 3rd serving of Ada's chicken stew. Very good. You made the right choice. Ngozi agreed. For the first time in years, she felt like she could breathe. She came home from work and didn't feel like crying. She had time to rest. Time to think. Time to be human again. Ada was a blessing. A miracle. The answer to her prayers. Or so she thought. The first strange thing happened 3 weeks after Ada arrived. Ngozi came home early one day. She had left something at the house and needed to pick it up. When she opened the door, she heard laughter. Her husband's laughter. Coming from the living room. She walked in and found Emeka sitting on the couch. Ada was serving him lunch. They were talking and laughing like old friends. Emeka was smiling in a way Ngozi hadn't seen in years. "Oh, you're home early," Emeka said, his smile fading slightly. "Yes," Ngozi said slowly. "I forgot my laptop." "Ada made pepper soup," Emeka said. "It's very good. You should try some before you go back." "I don't have time," Ngozi said. She looked at Ada. "What are you doing home?" "I thought you were taking the children to the park." "They're upstairs napping," Ada said with that gentle smile. "They were tired after school. So, I made lunch for your husband. He came home early today." "I wasn't feeling well," Emeka said quickly. "Just a small headache. Ada gave me some ginger tea. I feel much better now." Ngozi nodded slowly. Something felt off, but she couldn't explain what. Maybe it was just that she wasn't used to seeing her husband at home in the middle of the day. Maybe it was nothing. She took her laptop and left. But that image stayed with her. Emeka and Ada, laughing, comfortable, too comfortable. The second strange thing happened a week later. Ngozi noticed that Emeka was coming home earlier now. Not late like before. Sometimes he was home by 6 p.m. He would go straight to the living room where Ada would be with the children. He would play with them, help with homework, be a father. It should have made Ngozi happy. Her husband was finally being present, finally helping, finally acting like he cared. But something felt wrong, because Emeka didn't help when Ada wasn't there. On Ada's day off, Sunday, Emeka went back to his old ways. Sleeping late, going out with friends, ignoring the children. It was like Ada's presence changed him, like he was performing for her. The third strange thing was the way Ada looked at Ngozi sometimes. When she thought Ngozi wasn't watching, there was something in those soft eyes. Something that wasn't quite gentle. Something that looked almost like pity. But why would Ada pity her? Ngozi tried to push these thoughts away. She told herself she was being paranoid. Ada was helping her, making her life better. Why would she ruin that with suspicion? But then came the fourth thing. The thing that changed everything. Ngozi's friend Chioma came to visit one Saturday afternoon. She saw Ada in the kitchen cooking. When Ada left the room, Chioma pulled Ngozi aside. "That nanny," Chioma whispered. "She's very beautiful." "Yes," Ngozi agreed. "She's very good with the children too." Chioma said. "Beautiful nanny. Handsome husband. You're not worried." "Worried about what, sister? I'm just saying. Keep your eyes open. I've heard stories. These girls come into your house, and before you know it." "Ada is not like that," Ngozi said firmly. "She's respectful, professional." "Okay, oh," Chioma said, raising her hands. "I'm just saying. Watch her." After Chioma left, Ngozi couldn't stop thinking about it. Watch her. Watch Ada. That night, lying in bed while Emeka snored on the couch again, Ngozi made a decision. She would install cameras. Small, hidden cameras. Just to be sure. Just to prove that Chioma was wrong. Just for peace of mind. The next Monday, while Ada was out with the children and Emeka was at work, Ngozi installed 3 cameras. One in the living room, one in the kitchen, one in the hallway near the bedrooms. They were tiny, invisible. They connected to her phone. She told herself it was just temporary. Just to ease her mind. Just to prove that everything was fine. She had no idea what she was about to discover. For 2 days, Ngozi watched the camera feeds during her lunch break at work. Everything was normal. Ada played with the children. She cleaned. She cooked. She was professional. Ngozi felt foolish. Chioma had planted bad thoughts in her head. Ada was innocent. But on the 3rd day, Wednesday afternoon, Ngozi checked the camera feed and her blood went cold. The timestamp showed 2 p.m. The children were at school. Ada should have been at home, cleaning or resting. But she wasn't alone. Emeka was there. Home in the middle of the day again. They were in the living room, sitting very close on the couch. Too close. Ada's hand was on Emeka's arm. They were talking quietly, laughing. And then, Emeka leaned in and kissed her. Ada kissed him back. Ngozi's phone fell from her shaking hands. She picked it up and kept watching, even though every second felt like a knife in her chest. They kissed for a long time. Then Emeka stood up and pulled Ada to her feet. They walked toward the hallway, toward the bedrooms. The hallway camera showed them going into the guest room, Ada's room, and they didn't come out for an hour. Ngozi sat in her office bathroom, shaking and crying silently. An hour. They were together for an hour. While she was at work. While she was working to provide for the family. While she was trusting them both. She went back to the recordings. She checked the previous days more carefully. And she found more. Monday, Emeka came home at 1 p.m. They kissed. Went to the guest room. Tuesday, Emeka came home at 2 p.m. They kissed. Went to the guest room. Every day. For weeks probably. Right under her nose. The perfect nanny. The faithful husband. All lies. Ngozi wanted to scream. She wanted to run home and confront them. She wanted to throw Ada out and divorce Emeka immediately. But something stopped her. She needed more proof. She needed to know how long this had been happening. She needed to understand everything before she made her move. So she kept watching. And what she discovered was even worse. That evening, after she came home from work, she acted normal. She smiled at Ada. She ate the food Ada cooked. She put the children to bed. She pretended everything was fine. But inside, she was planning. The next morning, she told Emeka and Ada that she had a business trip to Abuja. 3 days. She would leave that afternoon. Don't worry, Ada said with that gentle smile. I'll take care of everything. Thank you, Ada, Ngozi said. I don't know what I would do without you. If only Ada knew the venom behind those words. Ngozi went to work. But at noon, she told her boss she was sick and went home early. She parked her car 3 streets away and walked back. She let herself in quietly through the back door. The house was silent. The children were at school. Ada should be alone. But voices came from the living room. Emeka's voice. And Ada's. Ngozi crept closer, her phone recording. When will you tell her? Ada was asking. Soon, Emeka said. I just need to figure out the finances. She makes more money than me. If we divorce, I might lose everything. Then don't divorce, Ada said. Just keep me as your second wife. Your secret. I don't mind sharing. They laughed. Both of them. Like Ngozi's pain was a joke. You're too good to me, Emeka said. I've never met a woman like you. You cook better than her. You're more beautiful than her. You understand me better than her. Because I love you, Ada said softly. I've loved you from the moment I saw you. How long has it been now? Emeka asked. 2 years, Ada said. 2 years. 2 years. Ngozi's vision went red. 2 years. This wasn't something that just happened. This wasn't a mistake. Ada hadn't just walked into their lives 3 weeks ago. She had been planning this. For 2 years. Ngozi burst into the living room. 2 years, she screamed. Emeka jumped up from the couch, his face white with shock. Ada stood up slowly, calmly, that gentle smile still on her face. Ngozi, Emeka stammered. You're supposed to be going to Abuja? Ngozi finished. Yes. That's what I said. Because I wanted to see this. I wanted to confirm what I already knew. She held up her phone. I have cameras. I've been watching you. For days. I have everything recorded. Emeka's face went from white to gray. Baby, I can explain. Explain? Ngozi's voice was sharp as glass. Explain how you've been sleeping with our nanny. Explain how you've been betraying me in our own home. Explain 2 years. She turned to Ada. 2 years. You've been planning this for 2 years. Who are you? What are you? And that's when Ada's smile changed. It wasn't gentle anymore. It was something else. Something knowing. Something old. Finally, Ada said. Finally, you asked the right question. The temperature in the room dropped. Ngozi felt it on her skin, like someone had opened a freezer door. Ada's appearance began to change. Not dramatically, just subtly. Her eyes looked older. Her smile looked sadder. Her whole presence felt different. Heavier. More powerful. What are you? Ngozi whispered. I am not human, Ada said simply. I am a messenger. Sent by your grandmother. The one you called Mama Nkwo. Ngozi's grandmother had died 2 years ago. 2 years. The same time Ada claimed to have been watching them. That's impossible, Ngozi said. Your grandmother served the old gods all her life, Ada continued. She prayed to them, made sacrifices, asked for protection over her family. When she died, she made one final request. That we watch over you. That we protect you. That we show you the truth about the man you married. She gestured at Emeka, who was standing frozen, his mouth open. So I took this form, Ada said. The form of a young woman. Beautiful. Gentle. Everything your husband desires. And I applied for the nanny position. I knew you would choose me. I made sure of it. You planned this? Ngozi couldn't process what she was hearing. I planned to reveal the truth, Ada said. Your husband has been unfaithful to you for years. Long before I came. Multiple women. Some from his office. Some from bars. Some from church. He is not the man you think he is. She walked closer to Emeka, who backed away, terrified. But cheating was not his only sin, Ada continued. Should I tell her, Emeka? Or will you? I don't know what you're talking about, Emeka said, his voice shaking. The money, Ada said coldly. Tell her about the money. Ngozi looked at her husband. What money? Nothing. She's lying. She's some kind of witch. The joint account, Ada interrupted. The one you and Ngozi have for the children's school fees and house expenses. Tell her how much is left in it. Ngozi's blood went cold. She pulled out her phone and checked their banking app. The joint account that should have had 2.5 million Nigerian nairas in it had 200,000 Nigerian nairas. Where is the money, Emeka? Ngozi's voice was dangerously quiet. I had some investments, they didn't work out. Lies, Ada said. He's been taking the money for months. Using it for his girlfriends. Buying them gifts. Taking them on trips. While you worked yourself into exhaustion. While you collapsed at your job from stress. Ngozi felt like the floor was disappearing beneath her. Everything was a lie. But wait, Ada said, that sad smile on her face. There's more. More? Ngozi whispered. Ada walked to the television and pulled out a USB drive from somewhere. She plugged it in. A video appeared on the screen. It showed Emeka in a hotel room with a woman. They were talking. When will you divorce her? The woman in the video asked. Soon, video Emeka said. I just need to wait until the children are a bit older. Then I can leave. Take half of everything she has. She makes good money. I'll be set for life. And what about the children? She can have them, Emeka laughed. I never wanted children anyway. They were her idea. The video ended. The room was silent. Ngozi looked at the man she had married 9 years ago. The man she had loved. The man she had 2 children with. And she realized she didn't know him at all. How? Ngozi's voice broke. How did you get this video? I told you, Ada said gently. I have been watching, recording, gathering evidence. Everything you need for the divorce is on this drive. Messages, videos, bank records, proof of every affair, proof of the stolen money, proof of everything. She handed the USB drive to Ngozi. Your grandmother sent me to protect you, Ada said. Not from outside enemies, but from the enemy sleeping in your bed, the one eating your food, the one pretending to love you while planning to destroy you. Ngozi took the drive with shaking hands. She looked at Emeka, who had collapsed onto the couch, his head in his hands. So, Ngozi said slowly, everything, the affair, the kisses, the guest room, all of it was just to expose him. All of it was to make him reveal his true nature, Ada said. I knew if I gave him the opportunity, he would take it. I knew if I played the role of the perfect woman, he would show you who he really is. Men like him always do. But you, Ngozi's voice was small. You kissed him. I am not human, Ada repeated. What you saw on those cameras, it was an illusion. A test. I never touched him with my real form. I would never dishonor your grandmother's memory that way. Everything was spirit magic. Making him think it was real. Making him confess. Making him reveal his plans. She looked at Emeka with disgust. And he failed every test. Every single one. Emeka finally spoke, his voice broken. So nothing happened? You and I, we never. We never, Ada confirmed coldly. Everything you remember was a dream. A vision. But your words were real. Your intentions were real. Your betrayal was real. She turned back to Ngozi. I have one more gift for you, Ada said. She pulled out a brown envelope from her bag. Inside this envelope are documents. Proof that Emeka has a secret bank account with 12 million Nigerian nairas. Money he's been hiding from you for 3 years. Money that is rightfully half yours. Ngozi took the envelope with numb fingers. Also, Ada continued, there is proof that he was planning to forge your signature to remortgage this house. He was going to take out a 10 million Nigerian nairas loan in your name, take the money and disappear, leaving you with the debt.
No si whispered.
No, he wouldn't. I would never. Emeka shouted. But his eyes told a different story. The proof is all there, Ada said. Everything you need to protect yourself. To divorce him. To make sure he pays for what he's done. To make sure your children are provided for. She walked toward the door. Wait, Ngozi called. Where are you going? My job is done, Ada said. I have shown you the truth. Now you must decide what to do with it. Your grandmother is at peace now, knowing you are safe. Will I see you again? Ngozi asked. Ada smiled.
A real smile this time.
Warm and genuine. When you need protection, we are always watching, she said. Your grandmother loved you very much. She would never let harm come to you if she could prevent it, even from beyond the grave. Thank you, Ngozi whispered, tears streaming down her face. Thank you for saving me. Thank your grandmother, Ada said. I am just her messenger. And then, right before their eyes, Ada's form began to shimmer, like heat waves on hot concrete, like water reflecting light. And then she was gone.
Just gone.
The room was empty except for Ngozi and Emeka. Emeka stared at the space where Ada had been standing. What was she? Justice, Ngozi said simply. She was justice. She looked at her husband, the man who had betrayed her, stolen from her, planned to ruin her, and she felt nothing but cold certainty. Pack your things, she said. You have 1 hour. Then I'm calling my lawyer. And the police. Fraud. Theft. All of it. You're going to pay for everything you've done. Ngozi, please. 1 hour, she repeated. Or I call them now. Emeka scrambled to his feet and ran to the bedroom. Ngozi heard him throwing things into bags. Heard him crying and begging. But she felt nothing. She sat down on the couch and opened the envelope. Everything Ada had promised was there. Bank statements. Videos. Messages. Recordings. Proof of everything.
Her phone rang.
It was her lawyer. I need to file for divorce, Ngozi said. And I have evidence. A lot of evidence. I'll be there in an hour, the lawyer said. Ngozi hung up and looked at the USB drive in her hand. The drive that held all the truth. All the proof. All the justice. She thought about her grandmother.
Mama Nuku.
The old woman who used to tell her stories about spirits and ancestors. Stories Ngozi had thought were just folk tales. Just old superstitions. But they were real. All of it was real. The spirits watched. The ancestors protected. And justice, real justice, always came. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But eventually. Always. 6 months later, Ngozi sat in her living room now, fully hers, watching her children play. The divorce was final. Emeka had been arrested for fraud and theft. He was in prison now, paying for his crimes. The house was quiet, peaceful,
clean.
Ngozi had hired a new helper.
An older woman this time.
Someone who came during the day and went home at night. Someone who was definitely human. But sometimes, on quiet evenings, Ngozi would feel a presence, a warmth, like someone was watching over her, protecting her. And she would whisper, "Thank you, Mama Nukwu. Thank you, Ada." And though she never saw Ada again, she knew. She knew that her grandmother's love was eternal, that the spirits were real, that justice was always watching. And she knew that she would never again ignore the warning signs. Never again trust blindly. Never again let anyone take advantage of her kindness. Because the ancestors were watching, and they had taught her the most important lesson of all. Sometimes, the perfect nanny knows too much because she's supposed to know too much. Sometimes, the spirits come in human form to save us from ourselves. And sometimes, justice wears a gentle smile and calls herself Ada. This is the story of the nanny who wasn't human. The story of a husband who betrayed. The story of a grandmother who protected from beyond the grave. Remember, the spirits are always watching. The ancestors never forget. And those who harm the innocent always face justice. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But always. If someone seems too perfect, too good to be true, maybe they are. But maybe that's because they're not there for what you think. Maybe they're there to show you the truth. Trust your instincts. Watch for the signs. And remember, the ancestors protect those who honor them. This is a Nigerian folktale with a modern twist. A reminder that the old ways are not dead. They're just waiting, watching, ready to help when we need them most.